Gordon Jr. in the building. Sacktown Hoops and Hype. I hope everybody's having a blessed day, a beautiful day. I just want to come on here real quick and holler at y'all, man. The Kings got a W against the Dubs last night. And I just want to point out a couple of things that I seen and things that are very alarming to me with this team. Number one, not alarming, but just good things, right? I'm going to give you guys a list of the players that I think are having a really good season so far, and they're not a part of the problem. They are a part of the solution. And, these are people that I think we can move forward with here in Sacramento. Number one, the pickup, late addition, Russell Westbrook. Man, dude has been balling, right? When you look at Russell Westbrook, number one, he's a Hall of Famer, right? He has been a super star, a super star. I don't really know if we've ever had a super star on the Kings. We have one, and he's been playing really well. Now you can talk about the Chris Webber. He maybe close. DeMarcus Cousins, pretty close. De'Aaron Fox. We're talking stars, right? They're stars. I'm talking a superstar, right? Somebody that leads the league in all-time triple doubles. Probably and arguably one of the best point guards to ever play the game. He's in the Sacramento Kings uniform. Let's talk about Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, balling out of control, flamethrower from three, taking the ball to the rack, finishing at a high clip from right under the basket and right there in the paint. Straight baller, and even his defense has been stepping up a little bit. Have nothing bad to say about Zach LaVine. Let's talk about Neat Clifford, right? I loved what I seen last night from Neat Clifford. And when I get on here and I pop this microphone on, man, I'm honest, man. And I know basketball. I've been playing basketball my entire life. I've been watching basketball my entire life, and I can see something in Neek that maybe people don't see, or people see but don't know, how high the ceiling is for Neek. And they talk about him coming out of the league, 23 years old or however old he is. They act like he should have a walker and a cane and should be on AARP, like he can't get better. Nah, man, this kid can get better, man. He's still young. He's still a rookie. He still has room enough in his game for much, much more development. I love what I'm seeing out of Neat Clifford. He got that step back three. He has great court vision. He has a great handle, and he's really good on defense. He's going to be a solid piece for us going forward. Keon Ellis. I love Keon Ellis. Keon Ellis has been solid this year. Now, he's had a couple of lapses, but I'm sticking with Keon Ellis, man, and he is definitely a part of he's part of the solution, not a part of the problem. Now, I'll give a couple of honorable mentions. Schroeder. I like me some Schroeder, right? Schroeder's solid point guard. We seen last night at the end of the game, he hit those two, those solid, timely threes, right? He even had a couple of timely layups. We haven't really had that before. The IQ, you know what I mean? The confidence, right? The swag. Russell Westbrook running around the arena, pumping up, the Golden One fans, man. Who've done that in the last however many years, man? We ain't seen that in a long time, man. So I'm just loving the way, certain players on this squad is moving. Now, I do want to say, I was an Isaac Jones fan. Isaac Jones is now he got waived by the Kings so they can bring in Precious Achua, and I think that people are gonna love Precious Achua because he kind of fits that Isaac Jones mold, but he's a little more athletic, he's a little more mean, and he's a little more polished. I think he'll fit exactly what we're doing when we're talking about a wing-driven league. You're talking about a big 235-pound, 6'8" dude that is willing to go down there and grab rebounds. You've seen him grab a couple of really tough rebounds last night. He can cut to the basket, and he can finish over a defender if he needs to. He's athletic enough to power that thing down. I also want to talk about Drew Eubanks. People were low on this dude. If you want to check the archive, man, I've always been high on Drew Eubanks, just because he hadn't been getting the opportunity, but I've seen the flashes of Drew Eubanks when just he has real big hands, right? He's more athletic than you give credit for, and then he can also block some shots at the rim. Now, the way the offense looked, it looked way more fluid with a center that plays a role instead of trying to have the center be the role of or try to be the focal point of the entire offense. Now, in my opinion, Sabonis cannot be the focal point of the offense. And me and Mark say it all the time. He cannot be the focal point of the offense. He just can't be. That's not the way the NBA is nowadays. Now, you do have a couple of centers that you can run the offense through. Very rare. And we're talking a 3-time MVP in Jokic and maybe a Şengün, but then it kind of stops there, right? Your center has to play a role. You cannot really run the offense through your center, especially Sabonis. He's a turnover machine. He's not very good on the low block when he's supposed to be making those passes. He'll turn it over. And also, to me, is just his game is very, I don't know. I just think it's an old school type of game, right? You already know how I feel about Sabonis. I don't think he's part of the future on this team. I think they're going to use him as trade bait sooner or later, and then we're going to get back pieces that we're going to need. Now, we don't need a superstar back. Now, if we can get one back, great. But if not, it's addition by subtraction. I think we have what we need on the bench, and then we have enough pieces around, to compensate and have a role player at that position, or even, a power forward center. And when Keegan goes back, we can slide him back into that 3. So to me, Sabonis, he's not a part of the future. All the other guys I named before that are a part of the future. Let's talk about DeRozan. Dude's pissing me off. Last night, he almost shot us out of the game completely. And if you were watching the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He gets the ball. Man, he backed somebody down at the end of the third quarter from half court. He got the ball at half court, and he started backing them down for 9 seconds. Now, there's ISO players in the league, right? There is ISO players. That's great. But why is his so bad? And I'm gonna tell you exactly why. It's because he does it a little bit different than everybody else. Everybody else kind of does it off of the dribble, nice, beautiful step back 3. They can, they can run their ISO game and they can kind of do their thing, right? And it's not it's not disruptive to the point where people have to sit back and then just watch you dribble and pound the ball for 12 to 16 seconds every time you get it. And there was moments last night, he made a couple of big shots, but to me, the disruption that he causes when the offense is flowing and he decides that it's time for him to take over is much more detrimental to the growth of some of our younger people than, people are leading on. And, the broadcast people, they do a great job for the most part, but there ain't no way in hell you go sit there and tell me that he's efficient when last night I believe he shot 9 for 21 or 22. Now, that's not a bad percentage for the most part, but if you were taking a test and you got 9 out of 22 right, would that be a good grade? I mean, come on, man. Like, he really literally almost shot us out of the game. I'm sitting there and I'm watching, the offense flow. I'm watching Russ do his thing. I'm watching Russ hit the open people. I'm watching Russ hit cutters. And don't get me wrong, DeMar DeRozan did have like a really nice pass to Russ in the fourth quarter, which was a huge bucket when he hit Russ, cutting down the middle. That was absolutely beautiful. And if he can play like that, then that makes this team much better. But when he goes to the black hole DeRozan, it hurts this team so much that the reason why our record is the way it is, I'm going to have to go ahead and lean more towards is going to fall on his shoulders because he's hindering the offense. When he's not in there, the offense flows. Yes, he can score, but how many shots does he need to take in order to be effective? How many shots does he need to take to get to that average? And, being 9 of 22, to me, that's just not efficient enough, when you're shooting the most on the team. But you're also, that's okay. But when you're interrupting the flow of the offense every single time you get the ball, you have to shoot the ball or you pound the ball for 12 to 16 seconds. You're just disrupting the flow of the offense and everybody's sitting around watching you. So to me, he's not a part of the future, right? I think he has to be probably one of the first to go. I'm sure Scott Perry sees this. I'm sure it drives Doug Christie crazy because last night, man, was just, and it was almost to the point where it was like, man, is this dude, is the fix in? Is he deliberately trying to sabotage this game? Some of the shots that he took was just terrible, man. And I just couldn't believe it. I'm glad we came up with the win. We have enough. We had enough last night to be able to overcome that. If Steph Curry was on the floor, if Jimmy Butler was on the floor, if a Draymond Green was on the floor, I really do have a feeling that we wouldn't have been able to overcome what DeMar DeRozan was doing on offense as far as him being so disruptive. So to me, he's not a part of the team. Those Sabonis and DeRozan to me are really like the glaring pieces to me that really don't fit this kind of mold, right? If I go down, the rest of the people that actually play, let's take a look at Malik Monk. Malik Monk has been balling. He was in trade rumors over the summer and the offseason, even going into training camp. He's had trade rumors, surrounding his name, and homeboy has came out here and he has balled out. I love me some Malik Monk, man. He is a part of the solution, man. He is a part of the solution, right? And we haven't seen what this team even looks like with Keegan Murray. He's a part of the solution as well. I'm just excited about the future of this team. I'm excited of where this team is going. I can see what kind of how Scott Perry is building this thing, and I'm super excited to see exactly where we're headed because I see some of the pieces. I see the way he's building it, and I'm just really excited to see what the first trade is going to look like, right? And again, it's addition by subtraction. We can trade DeRozan. We don't necessarily need to get any pieces back. We can get back some draft picks or whatever the case may be. We definitely don't need nobody back at that position because I think Nick Clifford can fill those shoes with no problem. Not that he's a Hall of Famer, not that he's going to have to score 20 some odd points a game, but I think he fits in the team mold much more than DeRozan does. So again, addition by subtraction. Same thing with Sabonis, addition by subtraction. You're not going to get a star back. You're probably not going to get like a huge piece unless you really work out some kind of deals or you put a package together to bring back a star. I don't even know if there's any teams out there that want to get rid of any stars, but I don't really think that's what we need. I really do think that we have some of the talent that we need that is already here. I think there's just a couple of pieces that make it harder for us, that is going to make it harder for us moving forward to be consistent when it comes to winning. And when you have a guy like DeRozan and you have a guy like Sabonis who, I'm not trying to say that they're bad players. What I'm saying is they just don't fit this system. Sabonis also interrupts the offensive flow because when he gets the ball, he bang, 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 pump fake, pump fake, pump fake, pump fake, pump fake. Like, come on, man. Like, we got 25 pump fakes. We got 17 bangs down there. By the time you decide you want to throw up a bad shot or cry for a foul, 10 seconds are off the clock when your teammates are on the perimeter wide open. And if you do decide to pass after those 10, 15 bangs, you're going to turn the ball over because you're not that much of a down low, low post passer like some of these other centers. And it really does interrupt it. And when both of those guys are on the floor, it's like take your turn at, hogging the ball or being that black hole. And, Sabonis isn't considered a ball hog, but he does stop the ball. DeRozan, ball hog, ball stopper, black hole. So Sabonis, I'm just going to go ahead and call him a ball stopper. He gets the ball. He stops the flow of the offense. He bang, 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 bang. He puts up a crazy looking shot. It goes in. Yes. Sometimes it don't. Whatever the case may be, he kills it on with the rebounds. He's leading the league again in rebounds. That 3-point shot has completely disappeared. Now, if he was able to knock down that 3-point shot, he'd be a lot more valuable to this team because pick and pop is a very beautiful play, number one, but we don't have it with him. And a lot of other teams in the league, they have that pick and pop, which will lead to a pick and roll, which will lead to more scoring, which will lead to more efficiency, which will lead to getting the defense way more off balance than what we do. Now, I've noticed when they put him at the high post, again, we're not efficient no more because it's always the same thing. We do the dribble drive. He rarely ever hits cutters. Every once in a while he'll hit a cutter. But for the most part, man, it's like stand around and watch him at the high post. You know what I mean? So, I just think that, I'm not trying to say these guys are terrible people or anything like that. What I'm saying is they just don't fit what I see the direction Scott Perry is going with this squad. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your comments. Tomorrow I'll announce a winner of our dream vacation getaway. We already have it. I'll announce it. We'll make sure it gets to him right away. And hopefully, he'll, do his vacation thing and take a bunch of pictures and let everybody know, like, yeah, this is a real thing here. And then we're going to have a couple of really exciting updates when it comes to number one, the platform, and then going forward, since the season is here, we're about to launch our Royal Rumble. Ooh, I hope y'all are ready. Anyway, that's it for me, you guys. Thank you so much, Kings fans. I love each and every one of you guys. Please like, subscribe, share it. This is Sacktown Hoops and Hype. My name is Carl Thornton Jr., and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.